Where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana beach breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city. Are the hypest, we see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese and Guyana. That's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none must slippy. Guyana, we say big up on no city. There's enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, every master one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think there. Hello, Wagwan.
Oh yes, a lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry, we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana, where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free, with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future. This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana.
Wake up, the day is bright, and I feel the blue. Turn your dial for your vibe, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bring your vibes you can feel. News, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way. In every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 20th of June, 2025, and I'd like to say good morning to all the persons who are joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Good morning to all the persons joining us across the diaspora, and good morning to all the persons in the comment section. Happy to have you guys here for yet another episode. Please do remember, no matter the platform you're joining us on, please share the live, so we could get the message out there and we could have the widest viewership possible, right? Morning to the persons in the comment section. As I said before, Abdul Latif, morning to you. Vishnu Chintaman, good morning to you. Joe Nabijan, Sridat Rabindranath, good morning. Michael Captain, Wasim Nabi, morning to you. Mohammed Isaf Chitra Sukraj, morning to you. Generai Narendra, morning to you. Umar Sharif, morning. Pam, morning to you and Trevor. Henry Jagjo, good morning. Tara Ram Sarup, good morning to you. Tulsi Ram. Tolaram More Aldiar. Tolaram, morning to you. Gayatri Baldio, good morning. Sunita Damon, Joseph Sitar, morning to Bibi Hack. Kamram Ramdat, morning to you. Pasad Pati. Tara Babulal, morning to you. Corinne Declou, good morning. Alan Khan, Shakira Bagwodin, good morning to you. Eunice Raghubir, morning to you. Morning to Rita, morning to Polly. Krishna Diodat, good morning. Pushram Kishore, Anthony Wong joining us from France. Nadi, morning to you. Savita Sukraj, good morning. Mike Bisram, morning to you. Mike, please send me back the document. The young lady said she would have misplaced the document that I would have sent to her. Jesus. Oh boy. Anyway, right. So Mike, send me those documents, please. Morning to Carla Daniels joining us from Maikoni. Deleting messages early in the morning. Unscrupulous. I don't know what to say. Faisal Gadi, good morning to you. Marisha Sami, good morning. Arnold Hanuman, Anita Williams, good morning to you. Jamila Kayum. Dudnat Prasad, Chris, Sunita Damon, Desmond, good morning to you. Reni Prasad, morning. David Sabrian, morning. Imtiaz Bakas, Datin Nandalal, good morning to you. Bibi Hanuman, Natasha Lee, Paul Singh, Felipe Valles, morning to you. Okay. So, okay, well, morning, Jane, under different name. Paul Singh, morning. Prem Prashad, morning to you. Nelson Mohabir, Mazo, Inshan, Joseph Ruplal, morning, everybody. Ganesh Bharat, morning, 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 morning. Sherwin Siram, John Walters, morning to you. Morning, everybody. I'm seeing some new faces. I'm glad. Mukesh Vishnarat, morning to you as well. Right. Morning, morning, everybody. Let's get into it. We kind of started a couple of minutes late. So, yeah, because that's what you do. That's why I mentioned it. Anyway, so as we continue, a couple of things for us to discuss this morning. And just like yesterday, before we get into um, some political things, I just want to show y'all somebody saying no sound. Guys, just confirm you're hearing me clearly in the comment section. I know people hearing me because I get Dude not Prasad, you might got to reload your browser. Anyway, let's get into it. So first of all, I honestly don't know what to say about what's happening on the roadways in Guyana. It seems like we are trying to set a new record or have persons come here and shoot movie scenes based on the accidents that we have here on the roadways in Guyana. So look at this here and tell me if this is not utter madness that you could be traveling in a car at such a rate of speed that you can't save your vehicle. Well, I based on what I was told, nobody died. I don't know how the person make it out of this alive, but y'all just look at this.
500 đi bọc tí nữa vậy đây là đi
Y'all look at this. This is literally out of Final Destination. Morning to Hill. Right? Literally out of Final Destination. This is a scene from a movie. This is a scene from a movie. You mean to tell me, and like I said, based on the information that I got, the driver is alive still. I don't know how that's possible because the wood run tail to the back seat. You understand? This is crazy. Move you away before I knock you down again. This is crazy. You don't got care for your life. You don't got care for the money you spend on the vehicle. Sorry. You don't have a care for the other persons using the road. You run a car into a truck with a set of lumber protruding at the back. That this lumber enters your car and goes all the way to the back seat. I think some coming out the back window. Renetta Prasad said, yeah, he's a duck man. Well, this is a hell of a duck man. This is real ducking. This is real ducking. Because I don't understand. I mean, traveling at the rate of speed that he had to be going at. See this truck running into all the wood coming in, the glass everywhere. You had time to duck down or dive out to the way or pull your seat back and go back all the way. What in heaven's name? So Guyana officially has its own Final Destination scene from the movies. I honestly hope that the police revokes this driver's license. Revoke it. You shouldn't be driving anymore. You shouldn't be driving anymore. This is crazy. I couldn't imagine being a passenger in this car. Or if this was a car that was, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying imagine if this was a car that was working Georgetown to Linden, had full of passengers. Right? you'd have had 5 families or so grieving this morning or since yesterday afternoon. And Jasmine Ramnat, I'm tending to believe to agree with you. She says this looked like a failed suicide attempt. Like this person is trying to kill themselves and drive into this truck and just happen to survive. That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, I agree with you, Akani. Akani said from my walk with a plane crash is possible. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into, well, I should say, let's get back to cricket. So yesterday, the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party had his press conference. I'm encouraging persons to go and look at it if you haven't had a chance. And the major news agencies and so will carry various stories from it. Please have a read so you can understand clearly what he was talking about. So yesterday at the press conference, I asked the General Secretary of the PPP his thoughts on the AFC representatives walking out of the meeting with GCOM, citing issues with an upgrade that was done to one of the forms, right? Now, let me play what I saw yesterday that prompted me to ask the General Secretary that question.
How was that change in the form affected you as a political party?
We do every single signature that we had, and they came 9 days after, so I'm asking, are they giving us back the 9 days, which they have taken away from us? Because that is not acceptable. And like Mr. Lord said, God knows what we were expecting here today.
Are you confident in the machinery itself?
I want y'all to listen keenly because we're discussing this. At this point is where hypocrisy will begin. You understand? At this point is where barefaced hypocrisy will begin. Let's listen.
All the elections?
But for the longest while, we've been saying that GCOM lacks the confidence not only of the political parties, but of the electorate.
GCOM lack the confidence of the political parties and the electorate. But AFC has the full confidence of the electorate or those who support them, right? Because they did nothing out of the way. They did nothing that dastardly. They did nothing that we should be worried about or think twice about, right? Listen to Mr. Lord.
So much has not happened. And so, for instance, GCOM has not even done a review of what happened in 2020.
Could you believe that Beverly Allard just said that to you? Could you believe that that's what we just heard from Beverly Allard? Could you believe that that is what we just heard from Beverly Allard? Right? This statement by Beverly Allard is double standards at their boldest. Boldest. It is the height of hypocrisy for Beverly Allard and the AFC to demand a review of 2020 elections or speak on reviewing of 2020 elections when the AFC has never reviewed or accepted responsibility for its part in the rigging fiasco. The same AFC that stood silently behind Mingo's spreadsheet and Granger's silence now wants accountability from GCOM. You get away from here. You get away from here. Miss Alert, where is the AFC's review? Nigel Hughes spoke about this many times. We're going to do an internal review and an internal audit and internal. Where is it? Are persons supposed to say until the AFC does an internal review of its role in the 2020 elections, it shouldn't take part in any elections? Would it be fair for the electorate to say so, Mr. Lord? Because they lost confidence in the AFC after the AFC told them about 4 Russians that nobody in see, not even the AFC. Huh? The electorate lost confidence in the Minister of Telecommunication and the Minister of Public Security from the AFC. Where's your review? Y'all review the dossier? So before pointing fingers at GCOM, the AFC should first release a report on its role in the biggest attempted electoral fraud in Guyana's modern history. Guyanese are still waiting for the AFC to tell us, what did they know? When did they know it? And why did they enable it? That is what the Guyanese people want to know. You studying GCOM? Other international organizations who are observers submit report. You understand? GCOM do internal assessment. We had COI. Really? Really? Now, I want to talk about Beverly Alert's selective outrage. Beverly suddenly concerned for electoral transparency. I find it laughable, considering she was nowhere to be found when democracy was under siege in March of 2020. We couldn't see or hear an alert from Beverly Alert. Not a single alert, amber alert, green alert, red alert, yellow alert, nothing. You understand me? No alert from Beverly Alert. Where was this energy and this vocalness when the chairman for GCOM and others were under attack by AFC, APNU operatives? When who's this lady name? Karen Cummins, not AFC. But she was a part of the AFC government, the PNC, the APNU AFC government. When she went into, I keep pointing when she went into Ashman's building and threatened to revoke the passes for the international and the local observers them, where was Beverly Alert to say, no, Karen, don't do that. No, Karen, don't do that. Where was that energy? You understand? Again, the AFC silent in 2020, noisy in 2025. In 2020, the AFC stood behind fraudulent declarations. In 2025, they're pretending to be defenders of electoral integrity. Y'all wanted to run with Mingo worries that he putting out to people. Y'all wanted to run with Lowenfield when he decided to cancel out votes from people. Not a press release, not a statement, not a from Beverly Alert or the AFC. Only silent support. Now Nigel wondering what role you play. They played a major role in deceiving the people. Kathy and Ramjatan play a major role in deceiving the people. Right? A major role. Now, Guyana should not forget that it was AFC ministers and the now AFC leader who caused all of them or majority of the worries in that period. Right? AFC ministers stayed in power illegally for months after elections were already won by the PPPC. Illegally. So, Beverly, you can't demand reviews whilst avoiding one. You can't ask and then you ain't want to get what you're asking people for. You can't demand GCOM investigate elections you try to steal, your party, the party you represent, while refusing to investigate yourselves. You espouse GCOM, you espouse the chairman, you espouse GCOM staff, you espouse them. until the AFC confronts and comes clean about its complicity in the attempted rig, no one will take their concerns seriously. At least not me. And I think they got a lot of like-minded Guyanese like me out there. You talking? You talking about review? Beverly, a lot of accountability begins at home. You gotta sort out your house first before you run in G-Cam yard and tell them but thing out to play some grass high and they got wash down concrete and thing. Sort out your yard. So if you, Mr. Lord, and the AFC are serious about democracy, they should start by apologizing to the Guyanese people. And instead of expelling members who may not support your political views, you should expel members who back the fraud, like Cathy Hughes, like Kemraj Ramjatan. Those people expel them out the party. Outside of the many allegations of corruption against them in government, just on the grounds of the election rigging attempt, when the two of them sit down there and lie to the Guyanese people about 4 Russians and one with a something background. Can't even look the people in the face. Camera Ramjatan looking tilso and talking to the camera here. Can't even look the people in the face. Well, that's natural, but you understand where I'm coming from? The dishonesty. Right? So, Beverly, I'm saying again, if you and your party, the AFC, are serious about democracy, you guys should apologize for the rigging attempt and expel those persons who are engaged in it. Cathy Kemraz is the first to go. Until then, any call for review is nothing but a political distraction. Nothing but a political distraction. You understand me? This lady, y'all are crazy people, bro. On a serious note, I'm wondering, and I sometimes tell y'all about the testicular fortitude of some of these people. The braveness in them. The braveness. Now, I want to take y'all back to something we discussed yesterday. Right? Trotman as well. Thank you, Pam. These worries. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to take you back to yesterday. Last night, I was thinking about this thing some more, this whole Amanza thing. Forward Guyana. You understand? I was thinking about it. And I asked a colleague of mine to send me a copy of the press conference. For some reason, I didn't get no notification that there was going to be a press conference. And I couldn't find it live on Facebook. So I was just getting clips of what was said, the long crocodile tear that fall, like it had half the water kaichur inside. And I thought, Amanza resigned, and within a few hours, had a whole party and everything set up. Right? So I was questioning the timing. Like, how this making sense? So after the colleague sent me the entire press conference and I sat down and looked at it again, I said to myself, if Amanza truly got her ducks in a row, as she put it, why she wait till like the 11th hour, less than a month before nomination day, to announce her new party. Launching a political party, people, capable of contesting elections in Guyana, demands months of grassroots mobilization. Months of grassroots mobilization. Outside of that, there's the vetting process of your candidates. You could, but it would not be in your best interest to just pull candidates willy-nilly from anywhere. You don't know what baggage they bring in along. Right? Then there's the process that Beverly and your friend them complaining about. The backers, the signatures. You gotta get a certain amount of signatures in every area and that kind of thing. And one of the most important things, outside of the grassroots mobilization, vetting your candidates, getting your list of backers, is the financing. Money. Money plays a major role in any election. So I'm saying, based on what I know, there's no evidence that Amanzo would have completed even the basics. Or I should say, well, show me the evidence. Where is the evidence that you have been on the ground, that you have been vetting candidates, that you are collecting signatures? How are you financed? You got barbecue, you got fish fry, you got a wakatan. How you getting the money? Where you get the money from? So we waited to find out that. But I was also thinking, calculated exit or impulsive ambition. Right? Amanza's last meeting with Aubrey Norton on June 7 shows she was still actively engaged with PNCR about her role in the 2025 campaign. If she had already planned to leave, what should meet with Aubrey Norton for? Looking for position? This says to me, she only left when she didn't get what she wanted. Either presidential or prime ministerial candidate. That's the only thing she's looking for. That's not principle. That's personal ambition. You understand? And it's important that people take time and assess these things. Now, her peers among her, right? They have said it outright. Her main political value is in style and fashion, looking good. No substance. You understand? And, she talks like, yes, and like this, Mr. Speaker. So, she's a good speaker. She dresses well, but no substance. Yesterday I said to you, Amanza don't have no policy. She bring forward no policy in parliament, out parliament, nowhere. You understand? So even her now former comrades, good speaker, style, but no substance. Is that enough to lead a country or to run a credible national campaign? The electorate is not looking for runway models. They're looking for leaders with plans, principles, and proven performance, of which Amanza has none. No, Amanza didn't just walk away. She literally fractured her already struggling opposition, splitting votes and weakening the collective effort, which I don't mind, because I mean, what we would get with a PNC, AP, and UFC administration, actually, we know. We just got to think back a couple of years and they can remind us. Right? So you have to ask yourself, is this about people-centered development or ego-centered disruption? Now, her claims of having her ducks in a row might just be a bluff. Right? Her claims of having her ducks in a row might just be a hard bluff. Now understand, they got complex requirements for running in regional general elections. Like unique backers per candidate. Candidates across 10 administrative regions. Right? And a national top-up list. In my humble opinion, I find it highly unlikely that she could organize all this in under a month, especially in secret. Somebody would talk as Guyanese. You know Guyanese stay. You know Guyanese. I know Guyanese. Somebody would have talked. We would have known. Right? We would have known. So, some ducks may be kiskiddies. You understand? Some ducks might be, I know what else to call them, but some of these ducks mightn't be ducks at all. Some mightn't be ducks at all. Now, the name is it Forward Movement or Forward Guyana? Forward with whom and what? Forward with whom and what, Amanza? Who are your candidates? Who are your funders? Who are your backers? None of this has been made public. So who Guyana moving forward with you with? In these things, transparency is critical. If a Manza claims to offer a brand new party, we gotta know these things. You're claiming to offer a brand new style of politics? Share the information. So, without disclosing this, Amanza, Courdel Jones telling you, Fort Guyana sounds more Fort Guyana sounds more like a vanity project than a viable political alternative for the Guyanese people. Right? I just shared my views with you, Manzo. And maybe it will encourage you to put the information out there for people. Now, I want to jump across to Mabaya McGill. These two are a special bunch. Now, first of all, congratulations to Jarita for, securing that prime ministerial candidate role. And I hope somebody share this program with her. Right? I hope somebody shares this program with her. Shucks, I didn't download this video I wanted to share with y'all. Hold on a second. Down, lad. Oh, anyway, I can play it from here. Share screen. Right. So, as I was telling y'all, I want to now turn to Jurita for her to understand clearly what she gets herself into. Right? Jurita, Ganesh is using strategy on you. Right? Ganesh is using strategy on you. Don't worry with the I support her and this and that. Don't worry with that, Jurita. I want you to remember something, Jurita. Right? Y'all listen to this here. And y'all tell me if y'all remember.
I got my own integrity. That's why I'm not you look stupid. I got my own integrity to protect and my own name for protect. I'll be doing sheer Scott. That's why I'm not you look stupid. I got my own integrity to protect and my own name for protect. I'll be doing sheer Scott. That's why I'm not you look stupid. I got my own integrity to protect and my own name for protect. I'll be doing sheer Scott. That's why I'm not you look stupid. I got my own integrity to protect and my own name for protect. I'll be doing sheer Scott. That's why I'm not you look stupid. I got my own integrity to protect and my own name for protect. I'll be doing sheer.
Right. So I just wanted to remind y'all of that little session that was on Facebook some time ago. Right? Now, as I was saying, Jurita, Mahipal's endorsement of you is a strategic retreat disguised as an endorsement. Right? Mahipal's strategic endorsement of you is a disguise. This sudden enthusiasm for Jurita Finance as APNU prime ministerial candidate is not loyalty. It's a calculated move to sideline himself, Ganesh. It's a calculated move by him to sideline himself from running under Aubrey Norton, a man who Ganesh has no respect for. This isn't support, Jurita. This is self-preservation dressed up as party unity. Outside of that recording, do y'all remember the recording with Guyanese Harry Potter, Roysdale Ford, Mussolini or the guy, the accountant guy, former accountant for the PNC, and Ganesh Mahipal about blank checks that Aubrey Norton collecting? The audio I just played for y'all tells the truth. Right? And this audio has been around on social media for some time. Mahipal clearly stated he would never walk on the Norton doing a set of SKUNT. If that was his conviction then, what changed now? Right? What changed now? I'm here to tell y'all absolutely nothing. He just found a way to avoid the ticket without openly breaking ranks again. Right? Jurita is a convenient shield. Ganesh Mahipal understands that Aubrey Norton is unable to win an election. So why run as a prime ministerial candidate with an unelectable presidential candidate? They must get in that election. So Ganesh is going to sit back, let Aubrey Norton run out the time, and with the next person, you can jump back in. You understand? You can jump back in. So understand clearly, Jurita is Mahipal's proxy a convenient choice to deflect attention from his deep disagreements with the PNCR leadership. Mahipal gets to stay relevant without having to share a platform with a man he long opposed behind closed doors. You understand? And just wait it out for the next go round. Now, Mahipal, it is known, like the same Game of Thrones, the Khal Drogo tribe the name whereby I forget, but it is known Mahipal has a history of clashing with Norton, both on internal policy and the public image of the party. His reluctance to be Norton's running mate is not new. It's a continuation of the private disdain now playing out through a passive-aggressive endorsement. So it's public smiles and private scorn. Right? So the contrast between Mahipal's public embrace of Jurita and his private contempt for Norton shows a dangerous double game. One that the voters and party members should be aware of. This is not the leadership the opposition needs. It's political cowardice hiding behind stage unity. Now, when senior figures like Mahipal are dodging responsibility and sabotaging from within, it's no wonder the opposition looks the way it looks. Fragmented more than ever. If the team can't even agree internally, how are they expecting to convince the Guyanese people they are ready to lead us as a nation? Think about it. And it come back to Beverly Alert and what's about she. You got to get your yard in order. You got to show that you could manage the people under your purview, your comrades in your party. So if you can't manage the people who subscribe to the same thinking and ideology as you, how you gonna manage people who is seeing things eye to eye with you? How you convincing them to get on board with you? So again, Guyanese people have a clear choice at the election. Right? A clear choice at the election. Quite a few of these parties have no track record to run on. More so, they're not new parties. They are disgruntled persons from all political parties that just move over into a new setting. Right? They just move over into a new setting. All the same old jokers from before. I noticed Kian Jabur was on another podcast talking about things he has no idea about. See, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think he went to court for something, and the lawyers were asking him if he ever studied anything in relation to elections, or if he ever read the manual, or if anything. And he basically said no, he had no idea, nothing. He just running on crack common knowledge. Right? He just running on common knowledge. Babs, he gone to the podcast discussing economics with people who know economics. So the guy's like, you ever study economics? No. And the guy's explaining to him that explaining why the solution is not always to just raise salaries. It should be to bring down the cost of goods. and Kian arguing like a lunatic. Like a lunatic. And this man, let me see if I find the video. Hold on. We got a couple of minutes left. Hold on. Oh, no. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, boy. I don't have my WhatsApp signed in on this browser. Somebody sent the video to me yesterday. Okay. So, first of all, let me log in. Let me, y'all gotta hear this. Keandre Moore continues to show us how retarded he is, you know, and I really do think it's a sad situation. This guy honestly just needs to do a little better. If he just does some research before he just jumps out and into studio. I don't think I could have both of these things open at the same time. Okay, let me see. All right, so and I just get blackout. So we might be looking to guys, I just get blackout, so I'm gonna end the show quickly before the power supply goes. Right? Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. The funny thing about living over the river is that you could be in a building and you got 240 and 220 current. So sometimes the front lights are 110. So I guess the 110 current has gone. But these lights, no, these are 110. The 240 current is gone. So yeah. Anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the weekend. I'll see you back here Monday, same time, same place. I'll get a Keandre Moore video for us to look at, right? Y'all stay safe, drive safely, and you know, as I normally say before I go, it's all about peace, it's all about love, it's all about what.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs